So let's now consider one other relating dynamic is many founders, they choose to bring in investors. So people who will own a piece of the company, and then of course there's relating dynamics that come from that. So for instance, I remember last year we worked with a company and we also worked with the board, so the investors that owned that startup. And there were many relationship dynamics that emerged between those two entities. Mazen, from your experience, and I also know the two of you are also on there. You also have board positions, chair positions in an NGO that you've started. What does a healthy relationship look like between investors and founders? Mazen, do you want to start?
Yes, I will pick it from, I'll use again the RAU
Yeah.
letters, the respect, appreciation, acknowledging, and understanding. RAU. When you put them together, respect, appreciation, and understanding, if you really want to, like essential oil, if you really want to really put it together and then take out the essence, what comes up? Trust. Giving another equation. Let us start easy. Let us not go check those three words. Let us check the essence of those three words coming together. The moment the investors and the board members is missing trust, that's an issue. We stop. That's it. Doesn't make absolutely no sense to make any effort. And then we say, yes, but we're gonna build trust with time. I'm like, you don't build trust with time when you are in the middle of the ocean and really sailing. You're in the middle of ocean sailing. Before you went through that row, that sailing around the planet, you should have checked. I'm not saying that everybody should be the best. They can have room for improvement. We can do mistakes upon mistake, trials and error. Yes, it's really suggested. But actually, if there is no trust, there's nothing. And then you're gonna tell me, okay, there is trust. Then I go back, cool. Is there respect? If there's appreciation and acknowledging everyone in their role and as a humans. If there's understanding. And of course, roles definition. You add those three with the exact roles and function. If they match, check, it matches on trust, it matches on respect, appreciation, understanding, and it matches on the role and on communication. That's it. You're good to go. And then with time, you learn the art of communication, but you have really good values, good foundation principles. But you'll have other challenges. So I'll make it the other way. If any of that is missing, there's a big risk. And when all of that are there, there's still room for other challenges and improve other things. That's what I want to say.
So, Krisana, I know when I talk to people who are founders and they have investors, honestly, the number one thing I hear is complaining. I have almost never, I think, to my knowledge, heard of someone acknowledging or respecting the investor. So, what dynamics does that bring when a founder is actively kind of criticizing or complaining about this person that's brought in money to support in the business?
They're not respecting the money is energy. Money is supports the company can grow, can invest in talent. If that's not respected, then already the company's geared for failure, because one needs to respect who has invested money and also needs to use the money wisely in honor of the investment. If you if you're investing dirty money will be lost in your company, because and so it's really to be aware. But generally, in big investments, I don't think that's happening. But you are aware when an investment is dirty, and you're allowing that to come into the system, organization system, and then somewhere it will have to be lost. So it's about exchange, and it's nothing. It's like having energy to move something. It's a big respect. And if you don't respect your investors, or you think you're better than your investors, then there's certain orders that are not in place. That's what I can say.
And so my thing is be very intentional about whose money you take. I think again, there's this operating rhythm or plan, like this way that startups operate now. That it's like we all go out, we all get as much money as possible, we fundraise as much as possible, we take, and then we go and we complain about the investors and are upset that the investors want a return on their money, which is why they gave it to you, is because they would like their money to be worth something more in the future. So if you don't want to have those future expectations placed on you, then maybe don't get an investor or think about alternative ways. Many companies are starting now, I think, to bootstrap, which means that they're investing their own money into it. But the moment you bring in an investor, you bake in time into your company, because the investor always puts money in with the expectation that in the future they'll take more out. So you've automatically put yourself on a treadmill that you will have to increase and grow and scale your company and create more wealth for the person that brought money in. So you've increased pressure and time as concepts in your business. When you bootstrap, for instance, that's what we're doing with 3P Coaching and Solutions, we don't have an outside investor. So the only concept of time is how much patience we have for things to go the way we wish them to be. And yes, there are certain, of course, like personal finance issues that can come up, but it's not beholden to someone outside of our company. This is not me saying you should not get an investor. This is me saying do it with intention. Know what you're getting yourself into, because the moment the investor is involved, time is now a factor and a parameter inside of your company. When you don't have an investor, you're timeless. You basically can enjoy as much as long as you have patience and personal finances to support you. It goes forever. There is no failure. I don't know how else to, like, there's no way to fail because you keep going as long as you can go. Only when an investor comes in can you actually fail. Will you have to declare things like bankruptcy, or if you take a loan, that's when failure and time start to become constructs and parameters on your business. So just do it wisely and don't go and raise as much money constantly as you can. For instance, when I talk to founders, I've talked to one a couple weeks ago. They're running a company that is invested from other sources, and they've been able, because of that, to be unprofitable. So they're running an unprofitable business because they have outside money. But because they can't get along with the investor now, the only thing they can think about is how to get profitable as quickly as possible so they can kick the investor out. So it's all these games, all these dynamics. And my question is it really needed? And if it is truly needed, again, amazing, but do it with intention and know what you're getting yourself into. Krisana, I see you had a small reaction. Any thoughts that come up for you?
I'm just seeing relationship dynamics. It's very interesting when someone wants money and it's like, daddy, give me money, support me, support me. So it's a bit like a relationship dynamic. Father gives, and I can do anything. But this is a constellation in relating with a parent and a child. Parent gives, so the child can receive, but a company should not work on those dynamics. So if founders are like, yeah, let's find other investors, let's get it, they're honestly running on father issues. Well, look into that, grow up, earn your money sometimes, so you can look at these dynamics where you can think like, yeah, they're just there. It's there for they give me and we talk shit about them, but this is disrespectful, This is such a disrespect. So I'm just bringing in some relationship dynamics there.
Yeah. Don't think everybody, like, it will trigger people, that truth, knowing that, Krisana comes from deep work, last 25, 30 years in therapy, in psychology. And so, yeah, like even me, I'm like, "Ugh, that's a hard pill to swallow." But actually, yeah, there's something. If you ever now you're listening and you get triggered, don't take it as a truth, the words, but what is truth is your reaction and your emotional reaction to it. and try to question your emotion reaction and not what we just said. So it's just been served, and check why you got triggered. And that's really leadership, inner leadership, that's asked from you.
And I didn't say it's not bad to receive money from investors. I'm saying if you're receiving from investors, then you're looking for more investors, and the company's falling apart, and you're not looking at your actions, and you're looking on the outside for someone to give me, because I can't be responsible for my actions and create an outcome. That's what I'm saying. Look at the dynamics you're running on, relating dynamics.
And just to acknowledge, because we use these words like investor, but they own a piece of your company. So you are co-owners now. So actually, a weird way we separate them as they're the board and I'm the management team. But when you show up as co-owners, you're one team. You're all
Mm-hmm.
co-owners of this company. So what would it take for the co-owners to have the same vision for this company? One person's contributed money and the other person's contributing their talents, their labor, their time, but you're still co-owners, and that needs to be acknowledged, that you each brought something to the
Yes.
table, and that you have to work now as a team to get this company somewhere else. Even if that person is just putting money and they're not putting in their time, they're now a co-owner. That needs to be
Yeah.
respected and acknowledged.
That very much has to be acknowledged and respected. And for people who have companies, it's really to look at the order and to respect, give it a place where the money comes from. And it's not just the sheer hard work inside of building the company. Everything has its place.